Welcome to the show, guys. Happy Friday. Now, if you are here for rankings, tiered rankings, man, oh man, is this going to be the most important video you've ever watched to get you guys prepared for a week in fantasy football, because this is not your grandmother's tiered rankings video. As much as you'd like it to be a BS 1 hour episode breaking down BS, it won't help you guys win. This video is actually going to help you guys get prepared for NFL week 1 mentally and strategically. So buckle up, guys, whether you're driving, grab a coffee, pull up a chair. We're going to talk reality. I also want to recap yesterday's game. I know a lot of people are it's right in your face, guys. NFL fixing these games. I want to talk about that because a lot of calls went against the Ravens. So we're going to have a discussion there. So, guys, lots to talk about. Also, some recap of some stats yesterday. Xavier Worthy, what I think about him. Isaiah Likely, some waiver wire week 2. So I want to have a discussion with you guys here on this Friday. Chill out for a bit. Have a quick talk because it's very important that you guys are making the right decisions, okay? So, again, if you're new to the channel, smash it, tap it, slap it, hit the thumbs up for daily videos here on fantasy football. If you're passionate about fantasy football, we're going to share the passion together. Hit the thumbs up. It only takes a second of your time. Hit the thumbs up. Turn on the bell for breaking news as well. And the only channel giving you guys truth and practical advice is actually going to help you guys win. Also, join the Patreon group, patreon.com/FFCounselor for in-season action, direct access, waiver wire, exclusive videos, and so much more. Starts and sits advice. Everything is there. Patreon.com/FFCounselor. Okay? So let's talk about it here. How do we get ready for week 1? But before we do, I want to just recap here yesterday's game and why rankings actually don't work. So I baited you a little bit into a tiered rankings video because I'm here to tell you the truth that these videos are a waste of your time. Yes, guys, that's why I said this is the most important video you'll ever watch, because I was just clicking around saying, what type of videos are these fantasy football contributors putting out? And I'm seeing like tiered rankings week 1, fantasy football rankings week 1. I click on the video, I look at the timeline, it's an hour and a half video on nonsense and pictures and stuff that's not really going to help you. Now, let me give you an example of why that's not going to help you, okay? Last night, Ravens versus Chiefs. If you were looking at rankings, who would you rank as the tight end 1 going into that game? Would you rank Isaiah Likely as a tight end 1, or in the rankings, would it show Mark Andrews as a tight end 1? Obviously, it would be Mark Andrews, right? So, guys, it's not exactly how you think it's going to be. Things change, variances. How you win your leagues, guys, is drafting the right team, aiming high on the depth chart, having conviction in your players. That's very, very important, and making sure you adjust accordingly. Guys, adjusting accordingly, meaning, for example, Likely did really good, Isaiah Likely. You might want to target him on the waiver wire if you're a Mark Andrews owner, and then feel out the next couple of weeks. And then if Mark Andrews is actually descending, going down, he looked like garbage yesterday. What do you have, like 2 targets or something like that for like 14 yards? Even the ball he caught, did you see the ball he caught? Got the ball, didn't make a move. His feet fell out from underneath him, and likely the guy moving forward that's going to be the tight end 1. So you got to adjust, have the right draft, aim high on depth chart, get the right players, and then adjust accordingly. Now, I've got 0 Mark Andrews stock. Good riddance to that guy, right? I always thought he was a bit overrated, but now we're seeing things change already after week 1, okay? And another thing, you don't want to just keep buying the hype. Now, Xavier Worthy had himself a lucky game, okay? He only had 2 or 3 targets the entire game, 47 yards. He got the 2 touchdowns, 1 rushing, 1 receiving, but it was on completely blown coverage. If you look at that receiving touchdown he got, the defender, the corner that was guarding him, just gave up on the coverage, thought the safety was over top, and realized, oh man, I'm covered. And then he just blew the coverage on Worthy. Mind you, got to give Worthy some credit for catching the ball and getting past the defender very quickly with his speed. But guys, you got to think outside the box and just don't buy what happened last year or last week or whatever, right? And rankings won't help you. So based on yesterday's game, just to recap here, Mahomes had a safe game. Lamar Jackson looked like he's running a lot. Recapping, Derrick Henry only had 10 points, something like that. PPR, he had the 1 rushing touchdown. He wasn't used a lot, and you're not going to see a lot of Derrick Henry if the Ravens were behind, which they were. Very, very unfortunate there. We're seeing way too much Justice Hill for my liking because I'm a Derrick Henry owner. A lot of guys crumbled. Travis Kelce played like absolute garbage. What do you have? I'm looking at his stats here. He only had, 6 points, something like that? I'm just going to check it out here. Where is he? Travis Kelce? Yeah, 6 points. That's ridiculous. So, again, you guys drafted Kelce high. he crapped the bed as well. Rashee Rice looked really good. He looked like he was the number one target for Pat Mahomes, right? Zay Flowers looked good. A lot of targets, just didn't put up a ton of points, right? Zay Flowers to Lamar. So let's talk about week one here, some strategy here going into this. So if you guys drafted a team, right, you got to believe in your team. So listening to everybody's, oh, I rank this guy ahead of this guy, blah, blah, blah. Go back and listen to my Starts and Sits episode. That's all you need. We do a weekly Starts and Sit episode that's going to be released every Thursday morning. That's going to give you a good idea and a good place to be. We timestamp it based on team. So if you are looking for a matchup that's solely based on the Green Bay Packers, you go to that timestamp and look at who the players were recommending to start and sit and kind of what the temperature is going into that game. Okay, talking about the spreads and stuff like that. So guys, listen, if you want to win, there's too much noise out there. Everybody's just doing rankings, tier this, tier that, blah, blah, 1 hour and 15-minute video. You don't need that. You don't need rankings, guys. What you need to do is look at the team that you drafted. Okay, here it is, guys. Get a pen and paper. You need to take a look at the team that you drafted. Who do I got on my team? Make an executive decision who to start. Now, if you want direct access, if you want to ask me directly who to start and sit, I can help you with that. So join patreon.com/FFcounselor and make sure that you guys are on, ideally, the general. There's privates, captains, and generals. The captain level gets you some direct access. The general level is ideal because I leave a Starts and Sits post. I leave on Wednesday, Thursday. I leave that right up until the game starts. So generals get priority service. So patreon.com/FFcounselor. But that's more practical. But you want to start the guys you invested high in, the guys that you drafted and believe it. You want to start them. Then the second thing you want to do is you want to look at the matchup, okay? Now, we don't know matchup-wise how these defenses are going to square up to last year. So maybe you're like, oh, man, this team was really good against the rush last year. I may not want to start my running back. That was last year. It's a whole new ball game, guys. Things change. Offensive line change on both sides of the ball. Defensive lines. Everything changes. Corners change. Running backs change. Everything changes. So you take a look at who you drafted. You want to start your best players. You take a quick glance at, the matchup. Who do I start? And then week one is just a feeler out. Guys, relax. It's week one. It's a feeler out situation. You don't want to go crazy and be like, oh man, I got to go crazy here. I got to trade this guy. I got to move this guy. I got to sit this guy. I drafted him in the 3rd round, but I'm not going to start him. Guys, stick to the plan. Have conviction. After week one, if the player you drafted in the 7th round got 0 targets, you may want to consider putting in another guy that got 10 targets that may have been on your bench, right? Guys, practicality, common sense, and logic is all you need for fantasy football with a little bit of research and a little bit of luck. It's that simple. And all this, in this video, I'm going to get it done in under 12 minutes. You don't need an hour and a half video on tier system and rankings. We saw it yesterday. If you were to look at it going into yesterday's game, Mark Andrews and Kelsey going into that game were ranked ahead of Isaiah Likely, and he crushed them, right? And also Xavier Worthy. He didn't get a lot of targets, so you guys, Xavier Worthy, next week, maybe he has a big game, maybe not, right? But he just didn't get the volume. He just did not, right? He got lucky with 2 touchdowns. Good for him. Is that going to continue? Is that sustainable? Probably not. Looked like Rashee Rice was the one. And maybe next week, Travis Kelce gets the volume that he's always gotten. It was just a bad week for him, right? Week one, jitters, whatever. Now it's going to go back to the Kelce show, Rashee Rice. Xavier Worthy ends up with a donut and only 1 target next week. We don't know. But you got to get a sense of it. You got to get a feel of it. And just by going by these tiered rankings, you're going to lose your league. And again, last night was a perfect example of it. A perfect example of it, okay? So look at the matchups. Look at the talent, look at the volume, look at the usage, look at the snap count. We're going to cover that here for you on this podcast. So turn on the bell. We do a Thursday, preview show. We do a recap show here as well on Tuesday morning. Waiver wires, everything is done here on this channel. So turn on the bell, smash it, tap it, slap it. I just came on to tell you guys, man, I hope you guys have a great Friday. I'm excited football's back. We got a game tonight. But I'm just here to tell you guys, don't waste your time, an hour and a half listening to these tiered ranking videos. I'm here saving you time. Time is a valuable asset that we only have a limited, limited supply of, right? There's only so much time that we get. We don't want to be wasting it on BS, cookie cutter, sheep videos that are an hour and a half telling you BS rankings that aren't going to help you in your week. You guys have your own unique team, your own unique situation, and I'm going to help you guys cater to that. Patreon.com/FFcounselor and here on this channel, okay? I'll try to get to some questions below. Smash it, tap it, slap it. Hope you guys have a great Friday. I'll keep the content rolling here for you. And again, I'm going to keep you guys on top of everything fantasy football so you guys have a massive edge, all right? Have an outstanding weekend. I'll probably do a Saturday show as well. Keep the content rolling for you. Don't believe in the tiered rankings. Rankings won't help you in drafts. Ranking won't help you in the season. Rankings are dead. They just don't help you, okay, guys? Have yourself a great day. Also, guys, smash it, tap it, slap it. Join Patreon. And I'm out. Lion mentality, guys. Football is back.